I've treated you civility, mate. Why'd you ask that question like that? I've been polite with you.
You are, but it's also hostile.
It would be nice if you could turn it back to me.
Yeah, but you're threatening me.
Unfortunately, I've got no further to say to you, okay?
So it's a cold, dull morning here in Ancoats in Manchester. We're going to walk around and see what we can find today, but first, because I'm an idiot and left my wallet in Sainsbury's last night, we're going to go and pick it up from the nice guys there who are looking after it for me. And I'm sure it will be, but we're going to make sure that my moolah is still in there. Okay, we've got the wallet and the moolah is inside. Now that we're heading into Piccadilly Gardens, the most wholesome place in Manchester. So we're going to do some video surveillance of the video surveillance. Mother. So we've got a lot of police activity here in the gardens. Got some mounted police. There's a lot of undercovers walking around as well, so I'm not quite sure what they're expecting.
In the heart of Manchester city centre, on a chilly morning in December, our auditor steps outside with a camera to observe the scene. Even before anything unfolds, a strong police presence is immediately apparent. Officers on horseback, standard uniform personnel, and individuals in plain clothes are already spread throughout the area, blending into the public. The atmosphere feels tense from the very beginning, despite no interaction having taken place yet. When the surroundings are already this active before a single word is exchanged, it's clear the situation could quickly develop into something noteworthy.
Jesus, bloody MCPs.
What do you get the most results from, on like sort of comments from on your videos? What do people like to see the most?
Conflict.
Is that right?
You know, just be honest.
Between you and someone, or are you filming it?
Usually it's, you know, if someone doesn't like me filming, then they'll usually come up to me and they'll say, you know, don't do that, or...
You have a nice day, sir. I hope you find something interesting.
Anything going on, or...?
We're doing something called Project Servitor. Please take a flyer.
Servitor, yeah.
Have you been servitored before?
I've not been servitored, but I filmed some servitors.
It's essentially a little bit of a high-profile presence. We've got some uniformed officers, we've got some plainclothes officers, we've got some officers with horses that are here somewhere.
I noticed
just that little bit of sort of reassurance in the community.
Yeah.
Making sure everyone feels a little bit safer. Not to say that anything's going to go down imminently, but it's business as usual for us. We're unpredictable with where we go and where we deploy.
Yeah.
This is a tactic that we're using at the minute, in particular leading up to Christmas.
Well, yeah, especially with the markets and everything
there's
around.
There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Almost immediately, a project surveyor officer makes contact, and the interaction that follows is surprisingly positive. There's no tension or doubt, just a calm, friendly exchange about the purpose behind the operation. Clear communication helps establish mutual understanding right from the start. The officer outlines the approach in a composed manner, and the auditor replies with the same level of respect. It's a clear example that not every situation needs to turn into a dispute, and this moment highlights that perfectly.
So they are looking for a suspect. Grey puffer jacket, black jeans. Got the undercover here.
auditing, yeah?
Huh?
Do some auditing?
Not today.
No, just filming.
Just general filming, yeah.
Got anything you need, or?
No, not really.
No?
There's not really been anything today.
No,
It's been quite quiet so far, which I suppose is a good thing.
Yeah. Alright, mate. See you in a bit.
Yeah, a slight problem in Manchester is a lot of them do actually know me, which is why I don't bother auditing up here. That and generally they don't react up here.
A radio transmission breaks the calm as a description of a person of interest is broadcast. Grey puffer jacket, black jeans. The mood shifts instantly. Officers in plain clothes begin to move with clear intent, and the auditor notices one weaving quickly through the crowd. In public areas, recording what happens around you is typically allowed, yet whether anyone will challenge that right remains uncertain at this stage.
Nah. Theft. It's been stole some food from Greg's.
I get it, mate.
So he's saying he doesn't want to be filmed, and they're saying they don't want to be filmed, but it's a public space.
A suspected shoplifting situation is taking place close by. Items are reportedly being taken from a store, and police officers are stepping in to deal with the incident. The individual involved states that he does not want to be recorded on camera, and the officers echo the same request. However, the location is a public area where members of the public typically do not have the legal authority to force someone to stop filming. The key issue now is how the situation develops, as the atmosphere is becoming increasingly tense.
Context. Yeah, don't block my camera, please.
Pardon?
Don't block me.
I'm asking what you want. We're dealing with something here.
I don't care what you're dealing with. Leave me alone. Back off.
I am leaving you alone. I'm just asking what you're interested in.
You're impeding my right.
I'm not impeding anything.
Who are you?
I'm not impeding anything.
Show me your ID.
Pardon?
Show me your ID. What's your number?
I'm Sergeant 1884. I'm asking what you're filming us for. That's all.
Just stop acting like a dick.
Swear at me again, you'll be arrested for a public order offence, you understand?
You can't be offended, you're a policeman.
I can be offended, and I am offended.
Okay, so just to clarify my point here, I'm referencing some case law called Harvey v Director of Public Prosecutions, where a guy was arrested for swearing at the police. He was found guilty, but the case was overturned by a judge who ruled that the police are unable to be offended by words which are commonplace, that includes swearing. Regardless of whether they find them offensive or not, they are supposed to have a thick skin and rise above it and be able to deal with such a thing. I will put a link to this in the description in case you want to read this article yourself or look into it a bit more. I do go through this in a bit more depth later on with another sergeant from the team who was a lot more amenable and reasonable, and we have a bit of a discussion about it. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll get into that in a second. But let's rewind a little bit and get back into the video.
The situation takes a turn when a sergeant moves in front of the lens, preventing any further filming and questioning the reason behind the recording. Frustration slips out from the auditor in the form of a swear word, which quickly leads to a warning about potential arrest under a public order offense. The sergeant claims to be personally offended. In response, the auditor refers to the case of Harvey v. DPP, demonstrating how staying composed and informed about legal precedent can carry real weight in moments like this. Whether the officer is familiar with that ruling, however, is another matter entirely. Moments later, another sergeant arrives, and the tone of the interaction changes significantly. His response to the conduct of his colleague introduces an unexpected shift that few would anticipate.
Acting like a dick. Swear at me again, you'll be arrested for a public order offence, you understand?
You can't be offended, you're a policeman.
I can be offended, and I am offended.
You can't be.
You want to test it?
Well, it's not while we're in public, but let's go somewhere private. And then I'll swear.
Somewhere private?
Yeah, you can't be offended. Yeah, it's not your lane.
Excuse me, do you want to give me a little bit of dignity? It's private, this phone.
Yeah, it's a public space.
Yes,
Yeah,
but he
fine.
doesn't want to be filmed.
The exchange circles back, and the sergeant maintains his position, repeating that he feels offended and continuing to warn of possible arrest. However, taking offense on its own is generally insufficient to justify a public order charge, particularly in situations where courts have indicated that police officers are expected to tolerate a higher level of language than the general public. Holding your ground while remaining composed, especially when faced with firm pressure from someone in authority, is far from easy.
Public space.
All right, mate, you want to do what you want to do, that's fair enough. As long as you come no further, it's going to be cool in the gang, okay? So come no closer than that. If you want to do that there, not an issue, my mates, okay? Come any closer, there's going to be an issue.
Is there?
I've treated you civility, mate. Why do you ask that question like that? I've been polite with you.
You are, but it's also
It
hostile.
would be nice if you returned it back to me.
Yeah,
mate,
but you're threatening me.
Unfortunately, I've got no further to say to you, okay?
Good. Don't speak to me then. Jesus. What's his version of being civil?
Another officer steps in, and this time the approach is noticeably different. He establishes a limit on how close the auditor can get but avoids raising the situation further. At the same time, he accepts that filming is within the auditor's rights, simply requesting that no one moves any nearer. It's a fair and measured way to handle it. In public spaces, maintaining distance is a shared responsibility. The tone is steady and respectful, offering a clear contrast to the earlier interaction, and that contrast makes what follows stand out even more.
Seen anything good?
Yeah, mostly just your stupid comments.
My stupid colleagues? Oh, mate, come on.
Your plainclothes sergeant, the fat one.
Come on. Hey, that's offensive.
Well, he's been offensive to me.
Why, what's he said? No, tell me, genuinely. I'm a sergeant, mate. I'm interested in what someone said to you.
Well, you'll see it online, but he's, you know, I'm just filming and he's getting in front of the camera trying to stop me filming.
Listen, I'm not trying to say filming. I'm genuinely interested.
Oh, he was going to arrest me.
To kind of see how we can better interact with people like yourself. What's your channel?
It's called Absolute Audit.
Absolute Audits. Yeah. How many followers?
About 14,500.
Really? Is it monetised?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
As long as no one does.
Do you do I have it?
Nah, not really.
You know, is it worth doing?
I just do it.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
It gives me something to do.
Do you just do like Manchester? Or you
I don't even live up here.
Do you not?
Just came up here.
So how long you stayed up in Manchester for then?
A few days.
Yeah? Has it been worthwhile with that?
A man named Phil then joins the scene, and the mood shifts noticeably. He asks for an account of what took place with the previous officer, listens carefully without dismissing anything, and recognizes that there could be lesson for everyone involved. It's uncommon to see an officer on camera who invites input instead of automatically backing a colleague. Choosing curiosity over defensiveness can completely change the feel of an interaction, and that difference is clearly visible in this moment.
Is that DJI, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not in touch
It's
with
the new Pocket 3.
Oh, nice one. They're all like gimbaled up and all that.
Yeah,
Dead smooth. Can you run with it and it's like dead smooth? Yeah.
I had the number 2,
Right.
but I was filming in Brighton
Alright, you do get about,
at the county court,
Yeah.
and the security guard came out.
If you're going to film at a court, mate, there is kind of issues there. So
Yeah, but not in public. You know, I was filming outside on the pavement.
Yeah, no issue with that.
You know, as the media do. He came out and he dragged me into the court by my gimbal. He was like, snapped it. We went in, dragged me on the metal detector, went over. He was strangling me because he didn't want to. I'd caught him on film swearing at me, and he wanted me to delete it.
There's quite a bit, and this goes for the police as well. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding. It's something we kind of actively tell our officers now, because you, as you well know, are quite, happy to film in a public space. You're allowed to do that, but not all of your colleagues, should we say, are as polite as yourself, and as you know as well as I do, mate, people try it on, don't they?
They do, but I approach everyone the same as I've spoken to you, and it was just, when he starts getting in the way of my camera and threatening to arrest me.
Right. Well, I didn't see any of that, so I can't.
Admittedly, I did call him a dick, but
if I came up to you now and called you a dick, how would you react?
Yeah, but if I was acting like one, it might be justified.
Have you ever heard of Patari's box?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Google that.
All right.
Yeah. It's a very old theory that still stands true today. Yeah. Basically, if you act like a dick to someone, it's more than likely they're going to act like a dick to you.
Yeah.
Rightly or wrongly, but Google it, mate. Patari's box.
It's like
it'll probably come in very handy in your line of work.
So I can't remember which comedian it was. He has a joke where he says, I think he was complaining about someone not liking the word cunt. And he said people who don't like the word cunt would hear it a lot less if they didn't act like one. And I thought, well, that's kind of true, but
I can kind of see where he's coming from with that one.
But he said he was offended, and I pointed out the police can't be offended by swearing.
We can. We're people at the end of the day, mate.
You are, but when you're in uniform,
I wouldn't particularly say you'd be right that on its own to arrest somebody.
No.
But to say police can't be offended, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, but you can't be, offended.
Harass the landlord.
Harass it.
Yeah. Not by something like that.
It's it's been through the courts.
People at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
It is, but you're expected to
sticks and stones and all that.
You're expected to have a thick skin. You're
Does that make it right?
It doesn't, but you're sworn at daily, I imagine.
Again, but does that make it right? Is that a societal problem? Are we happy to live in a society where it's acceptable to swear at the police?
I'm not saying it's acceptable.
That's an argument for another time, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff we deal with, mate. And the thing is, if it does become acceptable, then it escalates, doesn't it? And then does it then become acceptable to start assaulting police officers?
No.
Do you see what I mean, though? How things can escalate.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
If you don't call people a dick,
He was winding me up.
Were you trying to wind him up?
No, I was trying to film someone being arrested and he wouldn't let me. He was standing in the way of this.
Well,
I
want there, mate.
It's a public
It's in
space.
a public place, mate. You can. You're not getting any private information.
Luckily, one of the uniformed police was kind of saying to him, you know, leave him alone. It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
again, maybe, like I said, I don't know the exact search, mate, but maybe there's a little bit of learning there for everybody.
Yeah.
Not to call police officers dicks, and us not to try and block your camera and stop you making your livelihood.
Yeah, learning on both sides.
Well, every day's a learning day.
It is.
Yeah.
I'll be better.
What's your
And
plans
you
for
can
the
be
day, mate?
better.
You hanging about?
No, I've got to go. I've got to go change hotel rooms.
What comes next is an unusually open and extended discussion for this kind of situation. Phil and the auditor talk through the use of strong language, legal context, how situations can escalate socially, and the responsibilities on both sides. There's no posturing, just a straightforward exchange. Phil accepts that officers are expected to tolerate a higher level of language, while the auditor admits that the name-calling could have been handled better. Neither backs down from their position, yet both leave the conversation having communicated something meaningful. Moments like that are far less common than they should be.
All right, I'll come.
I went in there and they hadn't emptied the bins, so
Which hotel
I
was
just stayed in there, some Marriott, and I stayed in there.
That
And
surprised me with the Marriott. They're usually pretty decent.
yeah, I thought, yeah, it's fine. I'll stay in there one night, but I kind of mentioned it in passing, and they said, "Oh, we'll give you an upgrade if you move." I said, oh, "Okay, yeah, I'll move there."
Well worth mentioning it in passing, then.
So yeah, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
mate, right, nice one. What we're about most days all over the city centre, so
Yeah.
I'll certainly pass on to the rest of the staff, mate. Maybe a little bit of a refresh on the
Yeah,
photography and guidance. Yeah,
he was
from our
he was a sergeant as well. I'd expect,
Right, well,
you know.
what I would ask from yourself then, mate, is that
Yeah.
please don't call myself or my colleagues dicks.
Yeah.
It's not nice, is it?
Fair enough.
All right, and then hopefully we may well do something that might spark off some extra views on there. You
Yeah.
never know, Manchester's a busy place, mate, and anything can happen.
You know, and then the guy putting him in the van. I mean, he was okay about it, but it was very passive. He was like, don't film. He's got a right to privacy. It's not in a public space. I continued filming, and then it was, you have to get in a directive. It has to be, okay, you can film, but don't come any closer. And it's like, well, I can.
There's people's personal space.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm not going to do it.
You know, I
If
wasn't
came
even
right
this close.
Right, like I said, I
you
wasn't
know,
there,
so,
but I wouldn't come right up to you because that's not nice, is it? But,
no.
yeah, you. Well, hopefully, mate, you'll get something, and
Yeah, it's interesting.
remind me what it's called because I'm going to go on it later.
There's absolute audits. You'll probably be on it.
Right, all right.
You'll see yourself.
No issue with that, mate. No issues whatsoever.
Probably.
Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your day, mate. Stay safe. Like I say, seriously now, we are about all over the city.
Yeah.
So you are about videoing all kinds of stuff. You're probably going to see more than a lot of our plainclothes officers. Yeah. So whether you do or you don't,
Well,
what I would ask.
And I hear stuff as well. I saw him before you guys saw him.
Yeah. Well. And what I would ask from people like yourself, mate, is that genuinely, if there's something you're not happy with that could affect the safety of other people, then come and let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been on the Project Servitor website?
I haven't. No.
Yeah. Get on there, mate. They're interested. Loads of information on there. I've got.
Is that? Yeah, I've seen you doing like knife arches and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's
we
the
do all
same
sorts,
thing,
mate.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
we've got. So yesterday we were out with armed officers. We've obviously got plainclothes cops. We might have our drone out. We've got horses out. We've got search dogs. Obviously plainclothes stuff. Yeah, we've got everything at our disposal that we as the police have. We're out. We work with BTP a lot. So we're out on the train lines and that kind of stuff. So not just the city centre. What we've got to do, we've got to keep everybody on their toes. See? And you never know, we might generate some content for you along the way. Have a look on that website though, mate.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Servitor.
Project
I've got a leaflet.
Google it. Oh, you got a leaflet?
Yeah, I've got a
Get on
leaflet.
the website, man, and have a look.
Cool, we'll do.
Right.
Cool.
What's your name, buddy?
Won't give it.
Right, anyway.
Cool. See you later. We'll leave this guy. I've got to get back to my hotel. I'm running late. And get off to this venue and we'll go and see this band for an hour or so at the venue. And then I'll be back out this afternoon and in the morning. So that'll either be in this video.
As things come to a close, Phil leaves a straightforward message. If you notice something that could impact public safety, speak up. It's a fair point, and the auditor receives it positively. Looking back at the entire encounter, 3 key takeaways become clear. First, an auditor who stays composed and well-informed is far more likely to have a productive outcome than one who approaches with hostility. Second, officers who communicate openly, like Phil, build far greater public trust than those who try to obstruct filming or immediately resort to threats of arrest. And third, having a solid understanding of relevant legal precedent, expressed calmly rather than aggressively, helps guide conversations in a constructive direction. If this raised any thoughts or questions, feel free to share them in the comments. Those discussions often bring the most insight. And if you're interested in more breakdowns like this, presented clearly and without unnecessary noise, consider subscribing to stay updated. This content is intended for educational purposes only and should not be taken as legal advice. Be sure to check the laws that apply in your area. Take care.